Alright folks, here we are up at Cedar Lake in Chester, and I've already been 2.5 miles but forgot my water and turned around and came back, so I'm starting this video all over again. Better luck that way. So we're going to Cockapontset State Forest because a lot of you tune into my videos because you want to find out more about the Priority 600. So today I'm going to focus on the Priority 600 and what it can do off-road as well as on-road. It's designed to ride on asphalt. Hi again. So the Priority 600 is an aluminum bike. It weighs about 31 pounds. I ride it with flat pedals. I do not clip in. It's called clipless for some reason, but I do not clip in. And I've been all over New England, to include Vermont and some of the steepest mountains you could ride with flat pedals. It's fine. This bike is made by a small company in New York, and it's known for its pinion gearing. I was convinced that I wanted pinion gearing when I read about it and studied it. And there are two reasonably priced bikes available. One is from Priority and the other is from CoMotion. CoMotion is a steel bike. Darren Alf, a YouTuber, swears by it, and that's fine, but it's about $8,000 or $9,000, and I don't think I've ever paid anything anywhere near that. So I picked up a Pinion Gear Priority 600. I think when I bought it, it was $22.95, something like that, 3 years ago, and I have been riding it for 3 years. Been on 2 long tours. And what I found was they advertised the gear ratio to be 600. And I don't fully understand what that 600 number means. I just know that unlike a bike with a derailleur, you have a lot of overlap. With a Priority 600, you have 12 speeds. Those 12 speeds have a consistent range between each gear, and there's absolutely no overlap. On the Pinion C12, which is what I have, and that's the only thing that Priority sells, I get gears that are really suited for climbing. As a road bike guy, I'm used to mashing some hard gears and getting my speed up to 21, 22 miles an hour. I haven't done that for a while, but that's what I was used to. For this, I use it for a touring bike, and that's it. So going fast is not a big deal. Not doing any sprints. So my Pinion bike is for hauling gear and hauling that gear up a grade. Not a steep grade, but a grade. When I did my tour in Maine, fully packed, I found myself walking up some hills. And at that time I had a Garmin that told me what the grade was, and I understand that's very inaccurate, but at any rate, once the grade got up to 13, I was off the bike. I was completely off the bike and walking. So the other thing I have is a former roadie roadies don't walk. As a bike touring guy, I walk. So the bike is very versatile, and it has very, very few down points. The only negative thing I can say about it is it's not made for touring. So there are very, very few connection points, unlike what you'd find on a Surly, for example. My front forks have one connection point. So when I put panniers on there, I have to use other means of connecting. Whew. So we're about to go into the forest. I'll get back on when things settle down and are not as hilly as they're going to get in a minute. We're now in the Cacaponta State Forest, and you can see the foliage is quickly leaving us. So as you can see, I got potholes, I got light gravel, leaves. You're not going to take this bike out and do any single track. So I'm going down to a lake, and I'm going to park my bike and do a quick walkthrough on the parts and pieces. Okay, I've stopped by the pond. Going to give you a look at it. It's amazing, the foliage in the last couple days is just gone. And here's my priority. I'm going to go over some of the things that I've changed on it. Number one is the Jones bar. I got the Jones bar with a 2.5 inch rise, and I did that specifically so I could continue to use my go-to handlebar bag, the Ortlieb 6 liter. This central area right here does not have bar tape on it. This is where I hang all my accoutrements, as you can see, even a bell. 2 snack bags, one for water, one for my camera and snacks normally. And Ortlieb small frame bag so I can still fit my water in there. This is the knit that I have with the Priority 600. I've got a hard fasten point right there. That's the only one on the fork. But Ortlieb, for these smaller bags, they don't sell, it comes with a bag. They provide 2 fasteners in case you don't have any connection points. You could use them on both, and these are pretty tough. So as you can see, the light is going. I have a hub up here, a dyno hub, which provides front and rear lights, and it technically can power up your phone and other things, but I have never used that to any success. The pinion gear, 12 gears inside this housing, change the oil every 1,000 miles. No problems when you're out on the road and you can't get any lube, chain oil, carbon Bates, carbon composite belt, and we've got, if you can see through the spokes there, disc brakes. They're hydraulic disc brakes. They're very good. And so I carry water here, here, and up here normally on a tour. So I have 2 small bags that go on the front for a long tour, and then I hang the large Ortlieb panniers off the side here when I'm on a long tour, and I don't bring this at all. Okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Yep, thanks. Yeah, that's nice. Somebody thought I was broken down. So I take this off when I go on the long tours, and I hang a I hang a seat pack bag off the back, and that sets down on my rack, and then I have two large panniers on either side. So most of the weight is in the back. So that's it in a nutshell. Well, I made it up the hill, and when you get to the point where you can no longer see the road, it drops off like a frickin' little cliff. It's an unbelievable steep road, and the only problem I had getting up the road was the back wheel was spinning. I was sitting back as far as I could, trying to put all of my hefty weight on the back wheel, and it was spinning a bit, but didn't stop me. I got through it. So this 75-year-old dude just climbed a huge hill in a bike not made for climbing, with tires not made for climbing hills. So I've been riding along here thinking if there's anything I forgot to tell you about the bike. And there is. A lot of people say, hey, you know, the pinion gear box that's on your bike is designed, manufactured by Porsche engineers, but it's over in Europe, in Germany. What happens if something goes wrong? Well, I had a minor thing go wrong. There's a little cap that you take off to lube the gears, or lube the shifting gears. And when I put the little cap on, I guess I didn't put it on tight enough, it fell off when I was on a ride. I actually found it, but it was run over by a vehicle and was not usable. So I called Priority. They don't deal with the pinion, but the folks who provide the carbon composite belt gates. Gates is the US rep for pinion gear. So they were nice enough to get me a cover, and they also threw in a new set of cables, which I put on. And if it were, I asked them what would happen if there were a serious problem with the internals of the pinion box. And they said basically you take it off, you ship it to them, they'll assess it, and they'll get you a new or refurbed one back. They may even get the same one, you may even get the same one back. But there is a turnaround time. You will have downtime if that happens, that's for sure. But the reliability of this gearing is just crazy from what I've read online, and that's the only thing I can go by is the data that I see online. But it's unbelievable. And so as long as I change the oil every 1,000 miles or so, I don't see anything major going wrong with it, at least in my lifetime, because I'm old, I can say that. So anyhow, I just figured I'd throw out a plug for the Pinion folks and the Gates folks who take care of we cyclists in the United States when it comes to the pinion box. So here we go. Hello. Yeah, here's the 8% right here. Yeah, it was a fun ride. Oh, it was a fun ride going out in the woods. I didn't like hearing the gunfire that close to me. I don't know if you heard it on the microphone, but and then as I was coming down the hill, I had coyotes howling on each side of me, and That was a little haunting. So, I hope I gave you the overview of the Priority 600 that you want. If you're interested in asking me any specific questions, just leave a comment. I'll see if I can find something out for you. But bottom line is, I love this bike. I do have a road bike. I still ride it occasionally, but this is my go-to bike. And it's so heavy at 31 pounds that although I'm not riding as fast as I do on my road bike, I'm expending some serious energy pushing this thing around and up hills. So, and that's good, by the way. So coming up in the car, so I'll bid you a good day. And as always, this is Dave, the old man on a bike, and we will see you out on the road. See ya.